Welcome. Tonight, we step back to a quieter time, when the Australian sun burned low over endless wheat fields and a curious crisis loomed on the horizon. Imagine yourself in 1932, in the vast expanse of Western Australia, where farming families, many of them veterans of World War I, struggled to coax sustenance from dry, stubborn earth. The Great Depression weighed heavy on minds and hearts, and toward this fragile world came an unlikely invader, the emu. What began as an earnest plea for help soon became something strange, a military expedition against giant birds that would, in time, defeat the soldiers instead. Tonight, we explore why you would crumble under the weight of dust, recoil, and relentless feathered foes. We'll tell the story of Colonel Meredith, unravel emu survival strategies, and peek inside the comforts of pastoral life, always in a calm, measured tone, designed to soothe and guide you gently toward sleep. Imagine yourself rising before dawn in the Campion district. Wide skies, horizon washed in gray. The air is thick with dust, and the wheat fields stretch endlessly. You've planted everything you have, yet the harvest is uncertain. Around you, fellow veteran farmers exchange weary nods, haunted by drought and empty granaries. In the hush before morning light, you hear it, the distant calls of emus, approaching in hordes drawn by fences and water. Here is an image of growing despair. Young birds trampling hopeful crops, fences ripping apart like paper. Harvest plans unravel. You can taste the grit on your tongue, feel your throat scrape dry in the wind. Every footstep of that flightless army sends a shudder through your fields, and your spirit. Imagine a desperate petition, a plea from these farming communities to Canberra. They seek assistance not from more seeds or water, but from soldiers with guns. Soon Major GPW Meredith arrives with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds. You stand nearby in dusty khakis as the machines twitch in the harsh light, steel mouths poised. Even a cinematographer accompanies them, meant perhaps to capture victory, to reassure those back home. Now picture yourself behind those guns. The birds come in flocks, not by 50s but by the hundreds. You train the sights. You fire. A crack echoes. A plume of dust rises. A few emus fall, but most scatter like startled thistle. You squeeze the trigger again, click. Jam. Then again a burst. Handful of casualties, but the rest vanish into heat-hazed scrub. Feel your shoulders sagging. Mud on your boots, wind in your hair. You attempt ambushes at waterholes, hopeful positions, but each time the gun jams or the birds scatter. In one afternoon, they claim to have killed only a dozen, firing thousands of rounds. The ground shakes. A truck-mounted gun shudders over ruts. Unsteady, poorly aimed, ineffective. Your arms stiffen. Your patience snaps as emus evade capture again and again. Consider how hard it is to fight a creature that runs at 30 miles per hour, whose hide absorbs bullets and whose numbers feel endless. You spend hours scanning for movement, eyes straining, throat dry, barrel warm. You are alone among the wheat, your breath slow but ragged, watching dueling shadows. Now listen as the emus deploy their own strategy. One leader bird appears to scout ahead, an emu commando, sentinels raising an invisible alarm. When the first salvo thunders, the flock scatters. The ones behind veer sideways, vanish. Unlike soldiers, they don't cluster, they disperse. They adapt. They outpace the truck guns, evade the ambush, survive wounds and run on. Reflect on the toll it takes. You feel each recoil in your bones. You reload again and again, watching dust swirl. The sun glares. Each round feels more pointless. You glance at figures. Thousands of rounds fired, a few dozen dead emus, a futile calculus. Recognition settles in. This isn't war, it's weariness. The birds keep coming. You keep firing. The moment breaks your resolve. When the operation pauses, you breathe. Heavy, shallow relief. But the crops continue to fail. The emus return at night, trampling what remains. In your fevered mind, the war is lost, and you realize you never stood a chance. Picture yourself observing a stern yet earnest face in an unassuming tent at dawn. This is Major Pervs Winaubrey Meredith, a Royal Australian Artillery officer recently pulled from gunnery exercises. Like many of the farmer settlers he would shortly assist, he's a veteran, skilled in artillery, disciplined in protocol, confident in conventional war. But this assignment is unlike any trench-lined battlefield he's known. He arrives with 2 Lewis machine guns, ammunition stacked neatly in crates. His tone is businesslike, his report precise. He's not here for glory. He's here to protect crops, to serve his countrymen. But even as he sets up, there's an undercurrent of disbelief. Soldiering against birds. Meredith believed in structure, in strategy. He envisioned precise operations. Ambush at a waterhole, a clean sweep, emus downed in orderly volleys. Speak slowly, imagine him briefing anxious local farmers. We'll herd them into position. We'll fire in coordinated bursts. He maps out the plan like a chess master before the move. But reality unraveled fast. His Lewis guns jammed. His truck-mounted ambush was undone by rough terrain. Targets dispersed unpredictably. The birds seemed bulletproof. Meredith later admitted, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks. They are like Zulus whom even dumb bullets could not stop." Feel his measured exasperation. Wounded birds staggering away, refusing to fall. Strategy defeated by speed and numbers. Let yourself imagine Meredith in private moments. In the